Please be sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel.
It seems like just about every year, at the beginning and the end of pool season, that there's always at least one or two brass safety anchors that give you trouble. They either won't come up, won't turn down, or just spin in the hole forever. Don't let this issue lead to scraped up hands and increased frustration. Watch our video for some helpful information on how to remedy this. There are two components of a brass safety cover anchor, the body and the head. The threaded anchors not turning could be as simple as tiny bits of sand or concrete particles getting stuck in the threads. This can be avoided by using a garden hose with a steady stream of water to clean the anchors head on. Try to do this both at least annually. Using oils and grease in these situations should be avoided as they are sticky and can actually bind particles up and work against what you are trying to do. After using the hose, work the stuck anchor back and forth on the threads with an Allen wrench. Do this in increments at a time in an attempt to bring it up. Sometimes you'll encounter a grommet that just won't move. Over time and from season to season, it's not uncommon for these to get stuck in a certain position. In order to use your pool safety cover effectively, you will need all of the anchors to function correctly. So there are some steps that you can take to remedy the situation. First off, we're going to show you how to drill a new hole for a brass safety cover anchor. The tool that we are using is a hammer drill and a 3/4 inch masonry bit attached. The blue tape on the drill bit is to mark the depth of the grommet so that you know when to stop drilling. Here you can see our comparison with going over a little bit being alright. You don't want to be too shallow, however, as the anchor will not lock in with the ribs that are at the top of it. These ribs help bind it into the concrete. We will then drill into our test cement. Assume that this is a cement patio near a pool. If the concrete is set shallow, you may actually find that you have gone through it. This is not a big deal. It won't hurt anything and the anchor will still lock in place. Setting up, take the anchor head out and put the anchor body in your newly drilled hole. Go ahead and place the tamping tool into the anchor body and using a hammer, hammer the anchor firmly into the cement, just enough to catch the ribs located at the top into the cement. At this point, the anchor body is somewhat smooth to the patio. You can then thread the anchor head into place by turning it clockwise. Once this is secure, you would be able to hook the spring from the pool safety cover onto your newly installed anchor. To put this anchor down in the spring, it requires a 1/4 inch Allen wrench where you can spin the head clockwise, making it flush with the cement patio during the months that the pool is open. To raise and use for the winter months, just spin in the opposite direction up to the point where you start to see the threads. Many times, the top of the anchor head will get stripped out as the amount of wear builds up over the years. Luckily, there's a fix which doesn't involve drilling a brand new hole. This is where a brass anchor removal kit comes into play. These kits allow you to replace your stuck anchor in minutes. The solution is to drill the anchor screw out of its stuck position. Drill down the center, making sure that it's long enough for the tap tool to reach through. At this point, it's opened up enough for you to run your tap into it. Place your tap tool into the newly drilled hole on the stuck anchor. The Loop-Loc brass anchor pulling kit comes with a very handy tool that has a wrench slot in order to hook right on top of the tap when creating your new threads. You'll want to turn it back and forth quite a bit using the wrench tool. This step in the process is not a speedy one and can take time to cut the threads nicely so that you don't bunch up the filings you're cutting. Keep in mind that all anchors on safety covers are brass regardless of the manufacturer. You will reach a point where it is bound and doesn't want to move any further. This is when you'll stop and back the tap all of the way out by spinning it counterclockwise. Once the tap is removed, you can see inside of the anchor that new threads were in fact cut. During this process, you're going to maneuver the tap down just over half of its length into the anchor. Sometimes you may need something to grasp the tapping tool to help it go in a bit further. For our demonstration, we're using vice grips because there isn't a small enough wrench for the top of the tool. Some additional advice is to not overcrank using the tapping tool because you will pull the threads right out. If you take a look, you can see the threads lower in the anchor, but the top is now stripped out. The inside has been both weakened too much and made too wide where you can't grab properly. Make sure not to catch the sleeve on the top of the anchor because it will hold the anchor in place and work against what you are trying to accomplish. The sleeve can be a bit wobbly, making it a good candidate to catch, especially against certain patio types like aggregate or if there is a chip near the anchor. This particular tool has a hardened steel stud with a nut part that has legs on it so that our tool can properly grab it. Before attaching this, make sure that the silver sleeve is also on. The inside of the same wrench tool has an opening which is slotted that fits into the legs of the nut. The top of the tool is a 1/4 inch hex head. Either a 1/4 inch socket or a 1/4 inch wrench can be used in this case, but neither of them are included in the kit. A power drill can also be used, or if you do not have the proper wrench, vice grips can also be used. A couple of taps on the sleeve with a hammer will also help loosen the anchor up, especially along its top threads. You'll get to a point where you can spin it the rest of the way by hand and remove the anchor from the cement. Detach everything connected by spinning counterclockwise. The Loop-Loc brass anchor pulling kit featured in our video comes with the following items: Wingmaster tab 5 to 16, Wingmaster anchor extractor, Wingmaster hardened stud, Wingmaster castle nut, and Wingmaster castle nut driver. This kit is available for purchase on our site at the link located in the description. We also have many of the items featured in this video available for sale individually, including the tamping tool. Please be advised that this kit does not come with a drill bit. The proper size is a 1/4 inch. Our team is happy to answer any questions, and we thank you for watching.